Alright, hey, Haze Omega here, and welcome to another of Haze Omega's winter build Sauron project, alright, videos. Alright, so here it is. It's still in progress. Haze Omega's taking a sweet time. Dude, I haven't ridden this bike in like a whole month. Okay? But, so what this video is about is this puppy right here, alright? Not this one, but this is part of it. This guy right here, okay? So this is a Rockshox Vivid R2C shock, okay? Alright, R2C. This is Vivid R2C. We'll take a closer look at it in a second, but there it is. Alright. Alright, ta-da! I got two shocks in my hand now, alright? So this is the old Fast Ace shock, okay? This is a Fast Ace Bravo Delta Alpha 53 Romeo Charlie, okay? this is the stock shock that came on my bike, okay? You'll get one or two shocks with your Sauron, alright? Either the Fast Ace or a D&M burner, okay? Right now I got a Fast Ace on there. So why does Haze Omega want to upgrade from this to this, okay? One thing, this one is lighter. I can tell you that. We'll do a comparison video later, alright? But I'm just going to go over how we're going to install this guy, okay? So the reason I wanted to get a newer shock, one of the main reasons was people know how to service a Rockshox, okay? There's bicycle shops that can service this, alright? I don't know of any bicycle shop that can service a Fast Ace shock, okay? These are pretty much, once they're worn out, you throw them away and you buy another one, okay? They're pretty cheap. They're about, I think you can get this for around $150 new. I got this for $80 off of Facebook Marketplace, okay? So the Fast Ace shock has a adjustable compression and rebound, okay, right here. Okay, so it's two-way adjustable. This is three-way adjustable, all right? Or if you can count four also. It has a preload adjustment, all right? Adjustment color. All right, so this one is a four-way adjustable, all right? You've got the preload right here, and then you've got a beginning rebound adjuster, it says. And then there's a ending rebound adjuster right here, and then a compression adjuster, all right? So this one you can fine tune the rebounding, okay? That's when the shock goes out, all right? You can adjust how fast you want it to go in and out. All right, no, yeah, well you can. But rebound, the rebound adjustment is how fast or slow the shaft will move, okay? And then the compression is the other direction, all right? How fast it goes in, compress, right? All right, so what's the story with this? Haze Omega was looking for shocks on what is it? A Facebook Marketplace. So the Sauron has a pretty funky shock. All right, it's a very long shock for a mountain bike. It's a very long shock. It's a 10.5 inch eye to eye. Okay, so the measurement you're making is from here to ear. It's 10.5 inches. All right, or there's a millimeters equivalent for that. So 10.5 eye to eye and 3.5 inches stroke. Okay, so the stroke is the distance basically the shaft travels. All right, so it's got a 3.5 inch stroke. All right, this guy right here, this distance. All right, and then the eye to eye is this measurement right here, 10.5. We'll actually measure this when we get later in the video, okay? Or in millimeters, that would be 266.7 millimeters or 88.9 millimeters stroke, okay? Okay, so when I bought this, I bought this used on Facebook Marketplace from some dude in Oregon. I guess he was taking a bunch of mountain bikes apart, and this is one of the parts that came off of it, okay? It looks pretty good. It's not leaking or anything, so Haze Omega's not gonna do a service on it yet, all right? Because it's kind of expensive. But yeah, so So this meets that specification. I think when I bought it, it was a 266.7 millimeters is what it was advertised as, okay? As you can see, it's pretty much the same size as the Fast Ace shock, okay? All right, you get that? So the only problem is the spring rate is 300 pounds and 3.5 inches stroke. So when they sell shocks, they sell them by how much force it takes to compress it, and how much the stroke length is. Okay, so if you remember correctly, 3.5 is the stroke length of the Sauron shock. Okay. I'm not going to get in over the X160 and the S. Okay, there's smaller shocks, but yeah. So this has a 3.5 inch stroke shock. So you have to buy a spring that will fit this shock, and like it has to have the same stroke. All right. So so this Fast Ace shock comes with a 450 pound spring. So this is 300 pounds. This is way too light. All right. And I heard 450 is like the minimum you want on the Sauron, all right? In fact, Hades Omega is going to go up to a 500, all right? And that's what this shock is, okay? Boom, all right? So I got a 500 pound Rockshox spring, all right? It says here, spring grade Vivid Kage, all right? So Vivid is the 4-way adjustable, and the Kage is a 3-way adjustable shock, right? So Hades Omega got the slightly fancier version of this shock, right? But they're literally almost the same shock. So it says here 500 pounds or 267 by 89, all right? So those are the measurements that I told you earlier, the metric measurements, all right? It says it's made in Taiwan here, all right? We'll take a closer look at this, but I got this 500 pound spring from Poland, all right? I bought it from a website called 26bikes.com. They were in Poland, all right, and okay, it was about 21 euros for this, all right, because you're in Europe, right? They use a different currency in Poland, all right, and the shipping was 32 euros. So the shipping cost more than the freaking shock itself, okay? And it came out to about 53 euros. 53 euros to my door is about $59 US dollars, all right, which is, it's not that bad for a spring, is in my opinion, all right. These normally go for like, yeah, $25-30, all right. So surprisingly, mountain bike springs are pretty cheap, all right, compared to motorcycle ones. Motorcycle springs are like more than $100, okay, so for motorcycle shocks. So this is the shock, this is the spring that I wanted to use with this, all right. It's 50 pounds. It takes 50 pounds more force to compress this than the one that's on my bike currently, okay, so I think it should be better. All right, Hades Omega weighs about 180 pounds without the gear on, all right, so I was already pretty happy with the 450 pounds, so I think the 500 pounds should do it. I did some research on the internet, and for Hades Omega's weight, 180 pounds without the gear is pretty good for 500 pounds, all right. A lot of people go with the 550, but I heard that the 550s is like too heavy for some people. If you weigh more than like 200 pounds, you probably want to, without your gear on, if you weigh more than 200 pounds, you probably want to go with a 550 pound spring, all right. But this is the spring that I got, okay. So that's one of the ingredients I needed, and the second ingredient I need to install this shock is hardware, okay, the eyelets, all right. So in here I've got 2 sets of hardware, all right, and this is from Rockshox. I bought all Rockshox stuff, so I know this stuff is compatible. So one of the reasons I didn't really want to get the Rockshox, okay, I wanted to get a Fox shock because the Fox stuff is easier to find, okay. Fox uses the smallest diameter springs, all right, and they're pretty easy to get in the United States. The Rockshox stuff, not so much. It was so hard to find this. Like I said, I had to import this from Poland, all right? And it says it's made in Taiwan, I guess. Maybe I should have looked at some Taiwanese bike shops or something. Maybe I probably could have find it cheaper there. But yeah, the shipping costs more than the actual shock itself. But I could not find this in the United States, all right? Everybody was out of it. Good luck. I think the closest one you could find is like a 300 is what I'm thinking, all right? And I don't know of any other springs that are compatible with this, all right? We'll do all the measurements and stuff before I install it, all right, when we get this shock ready. for in this bag you got 2 bushings and the spacer. All right, so that's an important thing. You need the hardware to accommodate the bike that you're installing it on. Okay, yeah. So I measured it with calipers. Okay, and I will actually measure it on camera to show you guys. But it's 24 millimeters. All right, the distance from here, right here, is 24 millimeters. That's what you need to install it on the Sauron. All right, because this came off a Sauron. I'm assuming that this is the right hardware for it. I have not installed it in here yet, though. Hopefully this is the right hardware. Okay, and it's also a M8 bolt that it uses. All right, an 8 millimeter diameter bolt goes through here. So when you order it, you want to order an M8. All right, so right here it says we'll do close-ups later, but it's a 8 by 24. All right, and it's a 1/2 inch. So I guess the 1/2 inch part is this right here. Okay, we'll actually do all the measurements later. Okay, so M8 by 24. Now I did look online and I read that it's a M8 by 23.88 or something. That's pretty much the same thing. All right, if I was to shave it down a little, if it didn't fit, I could shave it down a little bit. Okay, that's what Hayes plans to do. But it was very hard to find these two. But they don't sell an M8 by 23.88 millimeters. Okay, so that is the actual, like, I don't know the official size for the Sauron, but I think you could squeeze a 24 in there because I measured this and it's a 24, so it should fit. Okay, these are $15 each, by the way. I got them for worldwidecyclery.com. All right, so total damage 30 for this and 59 for the shock. All right, so 30 plus 59, that's about $90. All right, yeah, that's about $90 plus the shock, so we're at $390. Hades Omega is pretty much thrown like $400 into this shock. A lot, if you ask me. All right, hopefully it'll be worth it. All right, but the beauty of this guy is there's places that can rebuild this. All right, and maybe I can try rebuilding it myself, but I think you need some like specialized tools to do it. Okay, so the next part of the video, we're gonna go set this shock up to be installed in the Sauron, and then we're gonna go install it. Okay, and then we'll make some measurements. We'll do the measurements. Okay, to make sure that all the stuff on this fits with this. Okay. All right, here's we go. Okay, so let's get this party started. All right, so let's put these aside first, and let's do some measurements just to make sure all this stuff fits. All right. So there's the two shocks side by side. They look very much the same size. Okay. Okay, I've got my friend here, tape measure. All right, we're gonna go just kind of get a general measurement to make sure these are the right dimensions. All right, so there we go, 10.5. All right, so I'm getting about a 10.5. I'm not really sure where the 10.5 measurement is. Let's see, I'm gonna go from the bottom of the eyelet. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be centered. Yeah. So on the center to center on the eyelets is 10.5 inches. Okay, let's measure the fast ace shock, and this is 10.5 inches. Okay, I'm gonna do a metric measurement. All right, guys. I've got a metric tape measure here, so I'm getting like a 260, 266, 267, somewhere around there. Okay, and it's supposed to be 266.7 millimeters. Okay, so that sounds about right. All right, yep, that's about like 267 or 26.7 centimeters. Okay, so yeah, so definitely the lengths of these shocks are the same. All right, so this should fit the Sauron just fine. All right, and then the stroke should be 3.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to measure the stroke here, probably from where the spring is to where it would bottom out right here, and that's 3.5 inches. Okay, same thing here from the bottom of the spring Oh, actually, this is different. What the heck? This is 3 inches. What's up with that? That's 3-inch stroke. This has got a 3-inch stroke, while this has a 3.5-inch stroke. That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, that's odd. That's 3 inches. This is 3.5 inches. Huh. Okay, so this shock actually has more travel. That's interesting. Yeah. This has more travel. This is when I measure it. This is 3.5. Yeah, that's 3.5. This is only 3 inches. Yeah, this is only 3 inches. So this actually has more stroke and more travel than this one. Okay. That may be a good thing, and that may be a bad thing, guys. This may, the wheel may bottom out. Okay, so maybe one thing we might want to do when we put it back on the bike is take the spring off. Yeah, we're going to take, I don't think 1/2 inch will make a difference, but it's on a linkage. So the linkage has like a multiplier effect on it, all right? Sort of, kind of. So like it's definitely the shock is the right length. The stroke is different, all right? The stroke is 3.5 and the stroke on the Fast Ace shock is 3 inches. Okay, so you get a 1/2 inch of extra travel, okay, before it reaches the linkage type of thing. So I think what we're gonna do is before we mount it, I'm gonna remove the spring, and then we're going to check it through the whole stroke. So we're gonna loosen the compression and rebound all the way, move the wheel all the way up till it's the bumper, and make sure that wheel doesn't touch the fender, all right? Because that's what we don't want. It's good that we have more travel, all right? That's a good thing, but it could be a bad thing if it doesn't fit the geometry of the bike, all right? So if you got more stroke than your bike had before, it has more wheel travel, so the wheel may hit the fender, and you don't want that to happen, all right? Very bad things happen if you hit the fender really, really hard, because Hades and Megan knows. I went over the handlebars because of that, okay? Okay, so yeah, so we found out this is actually a 3-inch stroke, and this is a 3.5-inch stroke, okay? And then we'll do the eye measurement. Okay, I mean the hardware measurement. So okay, here we got handy dandy caliper. All right, we're gonna measure how wide the hole opening. All right, for the eyelet, and I'm getting 7.8 millimeters. All right, I think that's pretty much 8 millimeters. Yeah, I'm getting 8 right there. Okay, I don't think I can do that. Well, no, I can do it. I can do it. Okay, so the Fast Ace comes in at 7.3. It's not good. Let me do the outside measurement. I'll just kind of look at it. That's 8 millimeters. 7.9 on the dot. Okay, so we're gonna check the thickness of the spacer. All right, the eyelet. Okay, 23.9, pretty much 24. All right. Yeah, 24. All right, let's do this side. All right, I got pretty much 24, 23.9. But that, yeah, that's pretty much 24. Okay. I don't think 1/10 of a millimeter is going to make much of a difference. All right, here's the Rockshox. Oh yeah, that's what's on there right now. Okay, guys, that's 16. All right, 16. So this is too small. Too small. Okay. 16 millimeters. All right, so this has got to be 24, right? 24 and 16. 8. We need 8. This has to be 8 millimeters wider. Okay, so that's why we got this new special hardware. Okay, so let's see if I can measure it real quick. 24. Perfect. Oh, it's actually, well, it's more than 24, but it's in the bag right now. let's take one out. Ziploc baggie. There's the spacer. Okay, 23.97, 24 millimeters pretty much, okay? So that should be good to go. All right, and then I think supposedly this is a 1/2 inch. I don't know, okay, let me switch it to inches. Okay, well it says 60 something, but I think the 1/2 inch is this inner diameter, maybe. Yeah, that's 1/2 inch. Okay, so this inner part here where this goes in is 1/2 inch. Okay. All right, so everything should check out. So this is the right length. Okay, it's got the wrong eyelets on it. I have to press these out. It doesn't even have everything, guys. I think yeah, see, this one has a plastic thing on it. It has the bushing on it right here. There's a bushing on this one, but there's no bushing on anything else. So they gave me the shock with minus the bushings except for one side. It's kind of strange, right? And then the eyelet, okay? So I mean, not the eyelet, the spacer, okay, that's inside. So we found out that this has less stroke. This is 3 inches of stroke versus 3.5 inches of stroke. Okay, so that's kind of odd. And it says 3.5 inch on the shock right here. Okay, it's the right length, and so the eyelets are the wrong size. That's why we got to install this hardware kit. Okay, but this is the correct hardware right here. Okay, pretty cool. And then let's go take a look at the spring real quick. There's the spring. It's a 00.4118.026.032. Okay, spring gray vivid Kage. All right, this is the vivid shock, by the way. Kage is the other one. It's the cheaper one. All right, this is a 500-pound spring. It's for a 267 by 89. Okay, 89 is a stroke. 267 is the length of the shock. Okay, eye to eye. That's the one we measured here. Okay, so the 267, and then this is the right here is the 89 millimeters. All right. Okay, it looks like it was made in 2021 also. Made in Taiwan. Okay, take it out of the package. So we could use this spring, but it's too light for the bike. Okay, the Sauron is like 150 pounds. All right, it ain't as heavy as a freaking mountain bike. So I mean, it's much heavier than a mountain bike. Okay, there's the package it comes in. So remember, I got this from 26 Bikes for about $59, all right, with the shipping to United States. Okay, all right, here's the spring. It's pretty much the same spring as this one. You can definitely tell the coils are thicker. So here it says Rockshox. Okay, here it says Rockshox 500 by 3.5. All right, so 3.5 is the stroke. All right, which kind of dictates how long the spring is, and it's 500 pounds. All right. All right, so the fast ace spring it says fast ace and 450 pounds per inches. Okay, so I guess that the number you see is pounds per inches. All right. Okay, so as you can see, it's roughly the same size as the one on the fast ace shock. I'll tell you this now. You need a spring compressor to remove the spring on the fast ace shock. Okay, I already tried to take it off, and you can't do it without a spring compressor. That, or you got to be really strong person to do it. Okay, you have to compress the spring. All right, the spring on the Rockshox is very easy to remove, so that's good. Okay, so the first thing I think we're gonna do is we're going to remove the old hardware. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All right.